What's up, everybody? Let's take a look and see what happened in the stock market today, specifically the S&P 500 futures, the most current contract, upper left-hand corner. This is just after the market closed at 4:01 Central Standard Time. You know, guys, I don't want to say, I told you so. No, I'm not going to do that. But today was a good day. Now, the candlestick on the far right there in the middle of the screen, kind of upper right part of the screen, it did pull back pretty hard today. You can see it's basically almost a kind of a spinny top kind of looking thing. But since it's already come down, this is the third day down, it's not really a spinning top anymore. If you look at the last, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candlesticks, I mean, look at all those candlesticks. You got at least 3 of them are spinning tops. One of them's kind of a green day, looks kind of nice. Then you got yesterday was a pretty significant down day, very profitable day yesterday. And then today. So what happened today? What's going on with today? Well, look at the stochastic momentum index just below it. That thing is just rolled over, right? We got a nice, good separation, even more than yesterday, between the red and the green lines, between the fast and the slow lines. That's a nice, good sign. Big Daddy forecast continue to point down, but it's not straight down. The angle is lessened a little bit here. And plus with a candlestick like that, sometimes those type of candlesticks like that can indicate a temporary bottom. So we'll have to see what happens tomorrow. Wouldn't be unusual for tomorrow to be an up day. Would not be unusual. Okay, let's look at the VIX. The VIX yesterday was 18.14. Nice, because 2 days ago the VIX was like 16 something. So that was a nice spike in the VIX. And today, 1796, so it came back down, gave a little bit back, so a little less volatility, which makes sense if you look at the candlestick. Even though it's red, it finished just slightly below its open, right? It opened at 4517.5 and closed at 4511 and a quarter, so down about 6 points. You can ignore the volume oscillator at the very bottom. I just normally use that for the weekly, and we're going to talk about the weekly in a different video, and I'll go over the weekly when it's appropriate. I kind of went over it before, but the volume oscillator, the VIX, the Big Daddy, and looking at candlesticks, any combination of those 4 really do a great job at forecasting or predicting what's going to happen in the market. Okay, almost, not always, but almost always, when there's going to be something significant in the market, one of those 4 or more than one of those 4 will work together to give us, a forecast of something to come up, which is exactly what happened about 6 days ago when we had that big number on the Big Daddy forecast. Okay, worked out really nice, right? Remember, I've been saying for the last several days, I put out a video, I think it was 2 days ago, I said history shows that there's going to be a price decline, imminent price decline. Well, that turned out to be true. Okay, now this could just be a little temporary pullback for a couple days, and then it could turn right around and go back up, and that's fine. There's money to be made there too. Okay, remember, when you get this kind of decline, guys and gals, when the price is going down, declining like this, money to be made, short side. When it comes out of this, and we get confirmation that it's turned around and come up, if it does that, money to be made there too. This is the most profitable time right here. It's down and then back up during that whole V-shaped geometrical V. That's where most of the money is being made. At least that's where I make most of my money. Okay. By the way, stick around to the end of the video. We'll talk about my profit loss today. Did I make money? Did I lose money? What happened? Stick around for that. I'll show you at the end of the video. Now, down at the Big Daddy forecast, as I said, it's still pointing down. And, as I already said, tomorrow, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I'll trade if I can. If tomorrow's tradable, I'll trade it. But I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow was either kind of a really slow day or an up day. Okay? But if overnight and going in tomorrow, the bottom drops out and it keeps on trucking, because today, I tell you, at one point today, I was like, the bottom was about to drop out of the market. It was like that close. But it didn't happen, and that's fine. We had a nice range day, 32 3/4 points. Nice. Okay, little volume spike here, guys. Not huge, but a little bit of a volume spike. You can just see the volume up there underneath the candlesticks. That's kind of nice. We see volume spikes like that. We got good volatility. Really, really nice, okay? Let's take a look real quick at the 6E. Now, yesterday I talked about the 6E. I said I mentioned yesterday. I said I like it. I like what I'm seeing. I think one of the subscribers talked about I think they actually took a position on it, on the micro 6E. I think one of my subscribers said that they took a position, or something to that effect. And on the far right there, you can see the 6E. Look at that. Now, oh my gosh, nice price action. Beautiful. I have, I think, 8 contracts. I mentioned this yesterday. Let me just look at it again real quick. I think it's 8 contracts on the E micro. Bump, bump. Yeah, no, 10 contracts. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I added 2 contracts to this today. We'll find out if that was smart or not. But this is looking good. At the moment, it's looking good. Still like what I'm seeing on the 6E chart. Let me get back over to the 6E chart. Yeah, momentum on the stochastic momentum index is rolling over kind of nice, coming off a really kind of sharp peak. We like to see those sharp peaks like that. Good separation between the lines. Big Daddy forecast still pointing down. And just like yesterday, we have an additional little bump in the EVZ, which is the volatility for the euro currency futures, kind of like the VIX, but EVZ is the volatility for this symbol, right? So a little change in the volatility, kind of came up a little bit more. That's great. We're seeing price come down. I like what I'm seeing. So my position, my 10 contracts, made up some nice ground today. I'm still not running at a profit. I think I mentioned this yesterday. I'll run at a loss, but it got a lot better today. So I haven't closed out those positions. When I do, I'll definitely let everybody know. But right now, this is looking good. If tomorrow's another good down day, I might turn profitable, close position. We'll see what happens. So that's my take on the 6E or the mic. If you want, I trade the M6EZ as in Zebra 21. I don't trade the September one. I trade the micro December contracts, which are showing basically very similar price action. Yeah. So I like what I'm seeing there. That's looking really, really good. Let me get back over to... Okay, now let's look at what happened with my trading today. This is the first screenshot of a few that I'm going to show you about how my trades went today. This is upper left-hand corner. You can see this is this morning, September 8th, 8:35 in the morning, Central Standard Time. This is the E-micro S&P 500 futures, December 21 contracts. Okay, you can see the rest of the way the trends are in the pricing, and all the other indicators look very similar to what we already looked at for the big contracts or the E-mini contracts. On the far right, you see 2 yellow rectangles. Now at this point, I already had opened. I had 11 contracts that were open, and they were running at a loss for like the last few days. Like the last week even, I was running at a loss. You know, I had an unrealized loss going because I got a little anxious and got in too early back there the day after the Big Daddy spiked. Lesson learned there, right? I got to practice what I preach. If I'm going to say wait for the confirmation, doggone, I got to wait for confirmation. So I got a little excited, got in a little early, had to wait it out. But anyway, those 11 contracts came good today, this morning. Boom, bang, bang. Close them out, 517 there and a quarter bucks at 8:35. Let's look at the next screenshot. This is about an hour and 30 minutes later. Okay. You can see in the middle of the screen, right in the middle of the screen, I got 2 contracts trailing stop. So this is an open position on the short side, and I've got my trailing stop already in place. So for, I know a lot of you know because I talk about this all the time, but for anybody that's new listening, as soon as I see something's got a decent amount of profit, and everybody has to decide what that means for themselves, but for me, I know what that means. Once I got a decent amount of profit, I'm locking those puppies in. I'm locking that profit in with a trailing stop. Boom. It's that simple. I don't let positions just wander around out there in the desert, in the Texas desert. You know what happens to creatures that are not used to Texas desert, right? Yeah. Yeah, they go out there and they wander around They come from out of town. They wander around. Yeah, well, we won't talk about what happens to them. It ain't good. So we don't do that with our open positions. Okay? We make sure you lock in them profits. That's what a trailing stop's going to do. Okay? If you're not profitable, what I do is I put a stop loss in place. I don't want anything getting crazy. By the way, guys and gals, I got to give you the obligatory, this video is educational purposes only. I do not give financial advice. Trade what you think is best. I'm just sharing with all you what I do. Okay, now that we got that nonsense out of the way, you can see in the upper left-hand corner there, I got the rectangle around the low of the day, 4482.75, just in case you can't see it. And at this moment, when I took the screenshot, the price was 4483. So why am I mentioning that? Well, the price was really close to the low of the day, okay? You can see the candlestick, the last candlestick on the screen there. It's a full, big, red candlestick, right? I mean, that thing is flush full. Big old red candlestick all the way down. So that's why I only got 2 little contracts. You guys hear me all the time talk about keep it small, especially when you're trading near the low of the day. Or don't take a position at all. Okay, sometimes I won't take a position at all if I'm down near the low of the day. But today was ripping. Today was ripping. I mean, the action, the downward action was pretty hot and heavy. So I took 2 little contracts, kept it small because I wasn't sure what the market was going to do. You can see I already had my trailing stop in place. Okay. So just keep that in mind, guys and gals, when you're trading near the low of the day. If you are going to take a position, man, you better keep it. I personally keep it small. Sometimes I won't trade it at all, just to wait to see what happens. But like I said, if the price action is really hot and heavy and things are moving downward, sometimes you you can't sit on the sidelines forever, right? So that's a lot of feel, and you have to have a sense for the market and what is it doing. Okay, if you're not comfortable doing that, that's fine. Don't worry about it. You don't need to do intraday trading. Just set up your trades. Okay, more of a swing trade, which could be from day to day or a few days or a week or whatever. Set up your trades. Do that. When they go profitable, set your trailing stop. When they make good and trail back and hit your trailing stop, there's your profit. Don't sweat it. Don't get back in. Just relax until until the trends change. If you want to keep it simple, you're working your day job, you're taking care of kids, you're doing things you got to do in life, right? Mowing the lawn, which by the way today was a crazy day. Crazy day. I had so much going on. Even though I quit my job, I had to give 2 weeks notice because, I want to do the right thing. I'm down to my last few days, so I actually had to work my day job today in the middle of all this. And would you believe I had to take the laundry to the laundromat? I had to do grocery shopping. Yeah, man, it was going down today. There was a lot going on. Okay, let's move on to the next screenshot. Okay, here we are. Last screenshot of the day. Everything's been closed up. This was at about noon, a little after noon, Central Standard Time here in Texas. You look at the far right there, $931.50, guys. Very good day. Happy camper. I'm blessed. I give God thanks because it was a great day. And, there was a few times you can look at my number of contracts. There were 56 total contracts. In hindsight, I probably traded a little too much. I mean, I made sure all my trades were profitable and overcame commissions and all that. So we're good there. It was a nice profitable day. But, I could have done a little better about managing the number of contracts and got maybe just a little too busy, picking up $40 and $50. I kind of at the end of the day, or I should say at the end of my trading day anyway, I was grabbing $40 and $50 trades, which it's not bad. I mean, that's great. I'll take the $40 or $50, but sometimes I think it's better not to do all that because the risk factor goes up. So, but in the end, it was an awesome day. If I could have $931 days every day, yeah, happy camper, right? That's a great trading day. It's a big day, not a huge monster day, but still a big day. So I really, really am very pleased with what happened today. Let's go back. I'll finish up as I finish up this video. Let's go back and look at the E-mini S&P 500 contracts on the futures. Yeah, tomorrow is going to be an interesting day. I don't know what's going to happen. It's hard to tell. I like to refrain from saying I know what's going to happen tomorrow because the truth is I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Okay, especially when you got a candlestick like that. That's kind of Not quite a doji, but close to it. We'll just have to wait and see. We're going to wait and see what happens overnight. Right now I have one contract, guys. Just one little contract. Well, this time I'm actually doing what I tell everybody else to do, right? All right, not telling you all, but sharing with you all. Yeah, sharing with you. There it is. I'm doing what I share with everybody else, right? That keeping it small because there's definitely a little bit of an unknown with tomorrow, and if I have to cut this thing short or cut it loose, as they say, fine, I will. I'll have my stop loss in place overnight. So if things get out of control, no problem. I get out of it, right? Tiny little loss, move on to the next. So whether tomorrow is going to be more down day, it might be a quiet little sideways day, it might be a rebound day, whatever it is, if it's tradable, I'll take a trade. So I'm going to wait to see how this whole thing plays out. It's very interesting because you'll notice if you look at right in the middle of that green arc that we're in, that's the cycle we're in. This is what we call almost an ideal cycle at this point. So what is an ideal cycle? I'll finish up this video with talking about what is an ideal cycle. Well, if you look at the green arc, you notice way back there, like in the middle of August, was a low point. And then now we're way over here towards, September 8th. And just a couple days ago, I guess September 6th, was pretty much at the top or the midway point through the arc. So ideal cycles will be on the left side, they start low, they work all the way up to their high point right in the middle, and then they start working down towards the next low. That's like classic ideal cycle. Most cycles, most cycles don't do that. They don't do what we're seeing here. So in this cycle, could easily a lot of times what we'll get is this kind of cycle where peaks in the middle. It'll start working its way down, but it's too early because the end of the cycle is still a little too far away. And then the pricing will come back up. It'll track back up for a few more days. And then the last 2, 3, or 4 days before the cycle's over, then it'll come down real hard. So that's kind of my guess what I think is going to happen. But it doesn't really matter. I don't have to be right about what the pricing action is because guys and gals, you already know, for some of you and those that are new, I don't trade based on price. I don't care what the price is. I don't care what the price is taking a position. I really don't. Of course, once I take the position, I care about price because price is going to determine whether I'm profitable or not, right? But I don't put too much emphasis on price helping me determine to take position. It's like almost irrelevant. You can tell probably from this video right now that I didn't even talk about price, right? I didn't talk about, I got in when it was 45, 28 and a quarter, because that's my resistance line and my Fibonacci, blah, blah, blah. You don't ever hear me talk like that. Okay, I'm not beating up on people that use Fibonacci. Go for it. But you're never going to see, I'm not going to say never, but you don't ever see Fibonacci's on my screenshots, right? Because I don't use them, and I don't need to. I don't have to know prices to get into positions. And all I got to say to you guys and gals, and you've heard me say it before, I'll say it again, get that price thing out of your head when you're going to take a position. Forget about that nonsense. Forget the price when you're thinking about getting into a position. Just forget it. Just trade the market what's in front of you. Okay? If you know on this channel that I forecast and predict what I believe the market's going to do, I wait for confirmation. If confirmation comes through, I take the trade. Right? I take a position. I usually start small and then add to it. That's it. I don't care if the price is 5,000, 2 billion. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Okay? Only time I'm concerned about price is for exit strategy. Then I care. All right? Listen, guys and gals, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Make sure you click the little bell to get notified of all the videos that I put them out. We'll talk to you all real soon next time.